Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I'm your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I try to help you spend your wine dollars wisely. How do I do that? I taste the wines in front of you, I tell you what I think, I grade them, and then it's up to you. You can listen to me or not. I'm just doing my best to help you to not buy a bad bottle of wine with your dough. And we're continuing on the Thanksgiving theme since it's, less than a week away now. Yesterday we did one on Thanksgiving. Yes, it's Blue Friday. The Hawks play Arizona, who is, they are 9-1. So this is a critical game. It could be a 2-game shift if they win this game. If they should win it. I'm going down to the game. I'm excited about that. And anyway, so we're going to do 2 traditional and 1 not so traditional wine. You know, the Thursday before Thanksgiving is the release of Beaujolais Nouveau, or Gamay, freshly pressed, right off the press, comes fresh in the bottle and delivered to the stores. It's a big deal in France. Used to be a bigger deal here. They kind of raised the price there for a while, and it lost a little bit of its thunder. But now, like Duboeuf, which we have here, has lowered the price again. Now they're in the $12 range. And, it's still kind of cool to get, they just press the grapes. You get fresh juice. It's not aged. It's just right out the barrel. Well, not even in the barrel. Just right off the press, and there it is. Gamay is the grape, and it is a very traditional Thanksgiving wine. Now, it's not one that I necessarily get really excited about, but I know a lot of people do, and you probably want to know how these are showing. 14 tough vintage in Burgundy, and I'm not sure in the southern part how much, I didn't read up on how much they got affected by the hailstorms and all that in 14. Anyway, that being said, let's get started. First we are going to go with the George Duboeuf Beaujolais Nouveau 2014, and it rolls in at $12. Now I'm sure there's that's what it sells for in the store I work in. I'm sure you can find it a little less than that in other places, but still 12 bucks, not bad. Let's give the glass a little rinse there, and let's give it a whirl. So you're not looking for a super complex wine, you're looking for a simple wine that is good and fruity, which would go well with the traditional turkey meal. Let's see what we get on the nose. Right away I get that little cola smell that I always seem to get on Beaujolais Nouveau. Definitely raspberries, a little bit of licorice, cherries all day. With just that tiny hit of cola on the backside. Let's see what we get on the palate. Sort of a cherry vanilla mocha thing going on. Pretty simple is what you'd expect. It is very fruity. I think that this is a nice matchup for the Thanksgiving meal because it's so simple and fruity. It has a little bit of that, almost like a carbonic sort of element going on. Little red raspberry coming through on that one, along with the cherries. Gets a little bit bright on the backside. I think it's a little boring, but that being said, it's $12, it's fruity, it's what you're looking for Thanksgiving. I'm going to go C on that one. I'm not super excited about it, but it's still, it's good. It's average. It's not terrible. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing exceptional about it. Now we're going to move on to 2014 Joseph Drouhin Beaujolais Nouveau. Drouhin's a huge producer in Burgundy, and these are both easy to find in your grocery store. I didn't go with any, you know, these special Beaujolais Nouveaux out there. And I've had them in the past. I mean, they're good, but you know, sometimes it can be a tough sell unless you have a crowd that's really into Gamay, turkey. You know, the thing about this, like this is $17, so it's a little bit more, about $5 more than the DeBoeuf. So your kind of expectation is it's going to be, is it $5 better? That's the question. Let's see what we get on the nose. Definitely a deeper nose on this one. Cherries for sure. Less of that cola thing and more, it goes more towards the sarsaparilla kind of root beer element. Let's see what we get on the palate. A little more structure, definitely less fruity than the DeBoeuf, which is not a good thing if you're talking about. This actually has some skin tannins that are really coming through on this. A lot less fruit on this wine. A lot of cherries, a little bit of green action going through on the backside. Yeah, a lot of green tea elements coming through. I get almost like an underripe cherry thing going on with this one. There's a little green and black tea, cherry. This is more, to me, okay, this would be more of a ham Gamay, Beaujolais Nouveau. I would avoid this with the turkey meal. There's a little acidity, and the skin tannins would definitely distract from the pairing of the meal. Yep, it's okay. It's not exciting to me. I understand it's fresh pressed and all that. But I've had some, believe it or not, I've had some really good Beaujolais Nouveau. DeBoeuf I'd definitely do for turkey. Not too sure about this one for that meal, as I've already said. I'm just trying to think of, what am I going to grade this? I'm not sure where to go with this one. A little bit of that root beer element comes through. This has more structure. $5 more. I'm going to go C on this one too. I think it's got some qualities that you really, especially if you're a Burgundy drinker, you like Pinot Noir. This is Gamay, of course, but if you like a little more structure to your wine, if you like that brightness that is like acidity coming through, a little bit of skin tannins, if you like all that stuff, I wanted to go C minus, but I'm thinking, you know, it's an average Beaujolais Nouveau, maybe a little above average for those who like that style, but I think a safe bet is C. So, you know, nothing exciting yet. Now we're going to do something a little untraditional. Those are traditional turkey knives. Now we're going to go with, I'll tell you, we're going to go with Shooting Star Black Bubbles. This is from Steel Winery, and this is, I like this Matthew, the sales rep. He circled the alcohol because he's been paying attention. I have trouble finding the alcohol on the label. I think that's pretty funny. This is 14.5. This is Syrah that is carbonated. I'm kind of a fan of Syrah for Thanksgiving, as long as it's not, you know, it doesn't have a lot of oak on it, or if any oak for that matter. But, you know, the thing about Syrah is that even though it has tannins, they're not as aggressive as, let's say, a Cab or a Cab Franc or something like that. So I'm going to zoom in on this. This is $16. kind of festive, you know, sparkling. This was big there for a while. Can you see that label? There we go. It takes my camera a while. Is my hand in the way? There we go. Why don't I do it like that? Woo! Just, whoa, the neck slipped down on that one. Anyway, so this is a carbonated, excuse me. This is a carbonated Syrah. But as I was saying, you just got to be careful that there's not too much wood treatment because it can get kind of goopy and overpowering. But if you get a nice lighter style Syrah with a little bit of that bacon fat element to it, I love that with the turkey meal. But this, you know, like I said, there's really no hard and fast rules with anything. If you like something, you know, enjoy it with your meal. But if you find that, it's not so enjoyable, maybe there's some reasons, maybe it's too much tannin or too much oak. Those are the reasons why maybe it conflicts a little bit with the meal. So let's see what we get on the nose. Not a whole lot. Very, very little on the nose. This is very challenged. Could be from the bubbles. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had this wine. Just faint coffee bean notes. Currants coming through. That's about it. Can't make things up, you know. Okay, let's see what we get on the palate. Wow, that's kind of cool. I mean, you gotta get used to the fact that it's all foams up in your mouth. The bubbles are a little big on this one, but I'm trying to swish it around. I mean, it tastes like Syrah. It has that kind of ham hock thing going on. I get the currants. I get the boysenberries kind of in the backdrop. That's kind of a cool one. I mean, serious on the finish is when it really starts coming through as Syrah. I think this would be a classic pairing with Thanksgiving. I mean, just that nice, you know, here you got the festive bubbles, and you've got, you know, and you could do it in a champagne flute. Certainly that wouldn't be a problem. In fact, I'm going to grab a champagne flute here real quick and see if there's a difference. Are you curious? To all my vendor buddies out there that watch this movie, the guys that sell me wine, and you're watching these videos, prove to me that you're watching them by making a comment. I know you guys share it on Twitter, which I really appreciate, very much appreciate the love. But if you are really watching these, then make a comment for me. Just get some action on this. I need some action on my videos. I really want some action on my videos. Why don't you boys get it started? You boys and girls, make a comment on these videos. And I want to know from you guys, what do you recommend for Thanksgiving meal? So let's see how this is out of the champagne flute. Yeah, it definitely controls the bubbles. Much better out of a champagne flute. Kind of looks kind of cool too. Get you up close and personal. There you go, a little bead of bubbles on the top. You see that? And I'm telling you guys, this tastes like a really good Syrah with sparkles on it. I'm gonna go. Wow. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm glad that I got a chance to try this wine again. I think it's a very good wine. It's $16. Worth every penny of that. And like I said, this is a nice matchup with all the savory elements. It's got a, you know, it's got good fruit on it, and you know, it's festive, and I like it. I really do. I'm going to go B+ on that one. Good job, Jed. So, once again, you guys that are watching this video, make a comment about what you like for Thanksgiving meal, what you think is a good match, and maybe some different things that maybe I haven't tried yet. I'm very curious. You know, thanks for watching. Cheers, and here's to keeping the snob out of wine.